Yo, what up? So today I'm intending on working on a few different things. Specifically some movement-based stuff. Because I got the idea to include grind rails and also like wall running, kind of like those little triangle things in Super Mario World. Along with a few different sprites and stuff, so. This is also like the first stream in a while that I've actually used voice on. Oh, does it move when I hit keys? That's so funny. Let me adjust the sensitivity. It probably still will, just very minusculely. Can this be classified as ASMR? Doubtful, because there's the non-zero chance that I just yell into the microphone really loud. Which wouldn't really be ideal, honestly, but, you know. Actually might just copy this and tweak it to use the moving platforms. That might be easier. The only difference is we don't necessarily need that. So the idea here is that if you step on a moving platform, it will immediately kind of snap your Y coordinate into place on top of it, instead of, you know, having the possibility to move through it. Not ideal. Maybe I don't want to do it like that. I don't necessarily want to include the inertia inside of the moving platforms code. I'd rather have it in the player code, but having that interact with other things like the dash and regular jumps and just whatever random state might cause a lot of redundant code. Actually, maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe it won't be that bad. So if I just make a catch-all solution and just throw it in everywhere, then it's just gonna... It'll be more work, and sometimes you might not want the inertia off a moving platform. Like, if you're jumping, you definitely want it. I need to also reset that platform ID as well. Always want that to run at least once too, so I guess we'll do this. Platform ID equals no one. Maybe that's not a good idea. Hold on. Because I think the movement code is actually at the end of the player's movement state, which is not ideal. Oh, that's at the beginning, okay, yeah. It's at the beginning, that's good, because we'll have that moving platform set before anything else. Need to add one more extra check here. This is spaghetti code, but That kind of feels like spaghetti code a little bit, honestly. Surely there's a better way to do that. It doesn't involve like 15 different checks. Actually, wait, maybe I'm a genius. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. I think if I make these children of like a primary solid object and a primary semi-solid object, when they do their actual collision code up here, they'll get checked for. So it's like, hey, is this a semi-solid? I mean, technically it is. It's a moving one, but then we can just go down here and do a check for each one. Like, is this a semi-solid or is this a regular solid moving platform? And go from there. So we'll get rid of this code, because that's a lot more eighth steps than I'd like to check. And we'll do if this is place, or no, actually, platform ID equals instance place. Directly below us is where any kind of moving platform should ideally be. Actually, no, maybe that's not the proper way to do this. It's effectively just one-lining a piece of code instead of doing a check like, okay, well, we need to see if there's anything in here first. If there is, we'll just go ahead and add it on there, but kind of how the on-ground checks are down here. But we can double click this actually. Instance exists. Platform ID. So if I ever wanted to add a destructible moving platform, that's a thing I can do. Because there's a non-zero chance that we could get that destroyed way earlier on. Also not ideal. That's a lot better. A much better way to do that. I'm gonna do one last check here. So now I guess the only thing left to do is actually test this and see if it works. Get a moving solid in here. Don't rotate it. That's not what I want to do. Yo, what's up, Yantastish? I think that's how you say your name. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think these checks are correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're a Paperverse homie. Shoutouts to Paperverse. Need to check moving solid. I want this one to be visible always. Open, please. Thank you. Oh yeah, same. I've been working on tidying everything up with my stream overlay and everything. Oh, here, I'll increase the music volume a little bit. I was trying to keep it about half of the volume my voice usually is, but I don't know. It varies between songs. I have a few on my playlist that are just pretty quiet and they don't really work too well with Nightbot. Guess I also need to add a game capture over here to OBS. I can't believe I didn't do that. Do that as it comes up. Slowly but surely. And capture specific window. Runner.exe, there we go. Alright, let's move it down below this other stuff here. Throw it in GameMaker. There we go. Alright. Oh, whoops. Thanks for just completely ignoring my inputs, GameMaker. I appreciate it. There we go. Guess I should actually make it visible. That would probably be helpful. Visible, true. And go back. If you ever see the little VTuber thing goofing up a little bit, like the mouth staying open or anything like that, it's still in development software. Sometimes it decides that the minimum volume should stick around to a certain value. I'm still working out that little bug. Not exactly sure how to get around that just yet, but eventually. It's a work in progress. Okay, so this is... Ah, wait. Silly me, I didn't actually make it move. My biggest blunder to date. I really need to invest in like GM Live so I can just reload this stuff on the fly. I think the majority of my development time is just waiting for the already short compile time of the GameMaker VM. Okay. Hey, that's pretty cool. I honestly didn't expect that to work first time around. I'm pretty proud of myself. Right off rip, it just works. That's neat. My input volume is locked pretty high. Let me change the mic real quick. See if that fixes it. Cool, thanks. Thanks, my own program. Error handling audio, you don't say. There we go. That fixes it a little bit. It seems to be a bug. Anytime there's a hitch, in rendering, it's like, oh, well, our minimum volume definitely needs to be this now. So I guess anytime a program gets full screen exclusivity or something is when that happens. But hey, the more you know. Because now I need to check this with semi-solids as well and do the same thing for them. Inherit. Just copy this over. Probably relegate that to a function later, but for now, I actually need to put one in the room. And moving semi-solid. Don't want to edit it. Bring that here. Pull it out, and we'll just give it the same stuff. While I'm at it, I'll go ahead and test this out. We'll set this to a Y range. We'll try vertical stuff. Gotta cover all bounds. Now this specifically will probably cause some funny, goofy, out of bounds stuff if I actually end up clipping into the ceiling. It'll either throw me out of bounds or it'll just squish me over to the side. Preferably over to the side, because that just means I actually made my out of bounds code work correctly. But banger song, that's so true. I actually found I found a Twitter thread the other day that was it was talking about Undertale music and everything, and someone replied to it and dropped a huge Google Drive of like a bunch of different Undertale music resources, like specifically the sound font for the guitar that's playing right now. And I've actually kind of got it incorporated into one of Angels and Demons tracks, though I'm not sure if I want to keep it yet, because it was more just a, oh my gosh, wow, hopes and dreams guitar, as opposed to, you know, actually being useful for the track. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Now we got moving platforms. Okay, so vertical movement's a little goofy. Horizontal movement seems to work just fine. Semi-solids, though. They kind of work, but not really. I feel like this is some out of order shenanigans with code. Hey, these work fine, which is good. And I can crouch on them. Not these, though. Yeah, it is pretty neat, ZZ man. Eventually, once I have like an idea down for like a specific track I want to work on, I'll probably end up doing music development streams too. I guess it'd be more music production than development, but I've been cooking up a few different tracks as of late, specifically for some of the secret boss areas, because they're they feel a little bit lazy. So I'll show this off here. There's 2 secret boss areas, right? And they each have like 5 rooms of gameplay, basically. So say World 1 secret boss, you know, you get 5 rooms of more interesting platforming, and then this 6th room is just like a transition into the boss. And it's the same way for World 2 as well. Yeah, World 2 has 5 Technically only 4, because I wouldn't really count this one. I don't know, this one must have just kind of skipped past me, or I was feeling particularly lazy one day. So, but that's in character. That's in character for me, but, you know, 4 rooms. But World 2s are a bit more difficult. You got enemies that'll home in on you if you're not fast enough. Some interesting platforming, you know, a lot of slopes and like actually making use of new abilities that you should have learned at this point through the game. Like this one, vertical sections, I love them. I love vertical sections in games. Like when they're not too unforgiving, like, so here at the start, let me disable this grid. You have to use the new glide ability to get up here and then over here. But if you fall, you know, it's not that far down. And it's the same way up here. Use the glide to get up. You know, if you fall, you're not going too far down. So it's a little bit forgiving, but actually challenging at the same time. Now, vertical segments that go down are a whole different story. That's another thing I'd like to do in the future for some of these. But, I mean, vertical sections going down are just actually difficult to make work in a way that isn't just zigzagging left and right. And then, like, occasionally going up and around something, but... I mean, Pizza Tower did it pretty well. Immediately, Blood Sauce Dungeon comes to mind. That was all a vertical descend, and then the escape was vertically ascending, which, you know, in Pizza Tower's case is a lot more, or a lot easier to do. I mean, I don't know, I've taken a lot of inspiration from Pizza Tower recently, hence the whole idea of adding in the grind rails. Even though it's more of a, I guess that's more of a Sonic thing, but Pizza Tower definitely made me realize that, wow, that'd be a really good feature to add. But I don't want to copy Pizza Tower too much in terms of platforming mechanics, so a lot of this stuff will actually be a little different. Okay, so now I think I need to figure out how to actually get these to snap properly. Maybe I don't actually need to increase with the Y speed because... Actually, wait. We'll just do a check here. If platform ID.Y speed is greater than 0, so if we're moving down... Well, no, I mean, this will still be the same either way. Y speed doesn't even need to be taken into account, because we'll always, if we're, you know, on a moving platform, maybe I'll increase it by 2 pixels instead of just 1. That might be helpful. Might create a little bit of snapping, but I'd rather on higher frame rates you notice a little bit of snapping as opposed to having like a worse issue, like just not even colliding with the solid, or it thinks, oh, we're out of bounds, we need to move along, or something. Did I take this as visible? Nope, there we go. Let's see if that works. I like to try and do these programming things myself as opposed to looking up a tutorial if I can. I feel like that helps me learn it a little bit better. And for some of this stuff, there just isn't a tutorial. I mean, I've thought about making some Game Maker tutorials. Oh, there we go. It just works. How cool is that? Semi-solids? No. This, however, is not correct. So, that's a fix for later, though. This is pretty solid, though. There's one hitch there I seen where he kind of jumped down a little bit, but I think on a moving platform, you're not going to notice if you snap to anything. And the inertia works perfect too. So the platform here is moving left to right, obviously. Oh, cool. Nice, nice. Oh, wait. The runner's not even showing on OBS. That's so funny. I've been talking about nothing. Hold on. Capture full screen application, I guess? Specific window. Where is Angels and Demons on my stream? There we go. Okay. So, if I chill here for a second, and I wait for the idle animation to trigger. Oh, we almost got caught back by it. Okay, so there's a few bugs to work out with it, but so inertia works good. If I jump, it's just gonna fling me over here, and if I jump off of this one as it's moving up, I actually am getting sent higher. Let me move these to like the ceiling. I'm gonna move these platforms to the ceiling. That'll make it a lot easier to visualize kind of what's going on here. Okay, move that one over a smidge. Now, let me see the semi-solids here. I'll work on the semi-solids in a second. I'll go over this inertia example. So for those who were watching earlier, you might have noticed me put these two lines of code in for using a curve. That could just let me use an animation curve instead of using some kind of linear approach. So I could, instead of having them go like one side to the other just like this, it could be like a smooth approach to both sides. Yeah, look at that. Inertia is handled pretty properly. If it's going down, you don't jump as high because, you know, you're not going to push off something like that necessarily. And then the horizontal movement will carry as well. So on the hand cam, like, I'll take my hands off the arrow keys so you can really get an idea of how this is working. So yoink, just like that. So cool. If you asked me to do this 2 years ago, I would have tore my hair out. There was legacy code in the game for moving platforms. And I say a legacy just because it's just not been touched in who knows how long, but like it was bad. Like there's so much unused code in Demo 3 that, you know, anyone who would maybe data mine it is probably going to lose their mind. But, I mean, I guess that's with anything. Ideally, I'd like to get a lot of this old code refactored and working a bit better. But that's a challenge for a different day. One thing that really needs to be worked on is the way I handle getting the BPM and the amount of bars and everything for background music. That is, yeah, it's very not good. Let me double check here. Where is my gravity code? That's not right. Wait a second. Player move. Go here. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. What do I have that stored in? It's in dew falling stuff. Yep. Okay. Shoutouts to goats. What's up, Broof? What am I looking for? I'm looking for the idle state player. Idle. There we go. That should fix that issue with moving through the moving platforms like that. Vacation Bible School. That's so true. I remember when my mom used to help organize those at my church. Like, every year she was a part of them. But my church is all old people now, and they don't really do them anymore, which is kind of sad. But I mean, if there's no kids to go to a vacation Bible school, then you can't really have a vacation Bible school. Sad. Let's try that. It really is, but also one thing that, at least in my case, that doesn't seem to get talked about a lot regarding Vacation Bible School is the material that you like you order from those companies is kind of expensive. Like, it was like they charge quite a bit, if I remember right. Of course, this was like the last time my family helped organize one was years ago. It was over 10 years, I think, but even still, like, that's like, it was kind of a lot, at least for like smaller churches to actually manage, I guess. It wasn't really like, it's definitely more, or definitely easier to get into if you have a bigger church that I guess gets a lot more funding than like a smaller church like that you might find out in the sticks, I guess you'd say. But so let's see. Semi-solids are not having a fun time right now. Oh, I guess because this isn't getting set to active. That's like some legacy code. Do I even need to do that anymore? I mean, I hope a lot of people go, but you also got to factor in like our other churches around the area doing a vacation Bible school at that time, and like if they are, like, are they doing the same theme or whatever that your church is doing and stuff like that. It's interesting. And also, does it line up with any like summer sports? So I remember last year, a church nearby, they hosted like a weekend only one. Like it was one day, and they managed to pick the one Saturday that all sports in the entire county were doing like tournaments and stuff. So there was not many people available. Like I think they sadly had an attendance of like 4 kids, and I was like, dang, that's upsetting. But scheduling is definitely something to like really think about with it. Okay, so I guess I can throw this line of code in here. Event inherited. Surely that will cause no issues whatsoever and will actually fix the problem. And I'll do the same for this. I think the only reason this wasn't inherited was because of the visibility, so I didn't want to have debug mode on. That's so weird to think about, actually, because you've been in college for 4 years now. It's especially freaking weird to think that I graduated like what, 2 years ago now? 3? Like I don't really remember, but oh, hold up, phone call. I will be AFK for just a moment. Oh man, I have been sitting here talking for like 5 minutes, being muted. I had my mic hardware muted. That's actually hilarious. That I guess that's what I get for being out of streaming for so long. But yeah, I've been sitting here talking for literally like 5 minutes with my mic muted. Good call. I would have not noticed that for a solid 20 minutes if you hadn't said something. Anyways, what I was saying, I was sitting here explaining all kinds of technical details about this value right here and what it does. Basically, it takes whatever is smaller, an 1/8 step. So on each frame, we're gonna check like an 1/8 of the distance each pixel for the most precise collision, or it's going to take this value, which is calculated based on your frame rate, which realistically should only ever happen if you're running the game at above around 480 frames a second. So let's see. I guess I will have to do an object index check here. If we'll do switch object index case obj moving solid, and then we'll do this. We will switch state case player ledge grab. So if we are ledge grabbing, then actually, maybe I don't want to do that here, but rather just go ahead and snap to the top. But if we are on a moving semi-solid, we'll want to check if place meeting x, y plus 1, platform ID, and actually, it's the other way around. It's directly below us, and we are not inside of it. Then we will snap to the top. Oh, and we are either still or falling. Oh, actually, this check will still go and play there. No need for redundant code. Let's see. So next I need to put in a check for if we're in the ledge grab or scarf or something. Let's see. Player scarf. So this is the initial. Actually, we need scarf check. Scarf check. Okay. This is absolutely spaghetti code. Man, anytime I look at this stuff. So actually staying grappled to a moving platform, this is where things will get a little bit tricky. So, I'm imagining I need to do some kind of check in here to see, you know, what our actual object is. That should be this, Scarf Snap. Yeah, and this doesn't get reset anywhere, unless there is no one. So, we can go to layer Scarf. Maybe it's not as spaghetti code as I expected it to be. So we do our check, and then we're in Scarf Swing. Here, this draw event needs to be updated. Truly one of the challenges of all time. Let me go back to that scarf check. I don't necessarily want to call this on every frame, but I guess it would be okay once it's active. And this could cause some screwery though. How do we determine here? So actually what I'll do is I'll take this and replace it with a update scarf position, and we'll just throw in a new function here. So that way I can call it later. Update scarf position, boom. That actually should just work. And just for safety, if instance exists, scarf snap, exit. Just for safety. Then update scarf pos. And in here to update scarf pos. Yeah. Or actually, wait. Maybe that won't work exactly. Instead, let me do this. We'll just encase all of this in instance check, which might actually work better. Because then we're only executing this if there's something. And if we initialize this as no one, scarf snap is no one, good. Yeah, every time this is called, we're making sure it's no one first. That's ideal. So I guess if something doesn't exist, we'll do scarf snap equals no one. Reset it. That might be redundant. Yeah, I think that's redundant. I don't think we need to update it there. We'll see if that works. Okay. Yep, we've definitely worked something because it immediately crashed. You hate to see it. Okay, so what's causing this? What is distance? Okay, so that's just shortened. Okay, it's just scarf length. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Our dis equals scarf length. Boom. Not missing anything else in here, am I? P-box. I actually don't think we need this in here. That makes it a little screwy though, actually. So maybe we can make it return this information. Maybe that will be the solution, because that's the only thing we need, realistically, out of this function for anything else. So if we return that and go back in here, over here. Oops. Ebox equals boom. Wait a minute, this really is spaghetti code. Hold on. I'm sitting here thinking I'm doing a lot here, but this really is spaghetti code. I don't want to rewrite all this necessarily, but let me store this over here in a text file. I need this, not the whole function. Okay. Now, scarf swing rewrite. This can definitely be, well, I mean, this is done in a loop, so maybe not. Maybe not the ideal solution is rerouting. So wait, let's just see. What are we getting at with this function? We're seeing if we already have a scarf snap. And then we're going to determine, this should only apply to solids, solid objects, or floors, or anything of the sort. Which is ideal. That's what we want. But the rest of it, like, we're not gonna, at least not right now, have moving scarf swing stakes. Let's see if this works. Because if this works for the solid objects, that's fine for now. Because I really don't feel like rewriting all that code. So that did not work. Because we needed direction. I see. Angels and Demons Live. Very true. Currently, I'm working on moving platforms. And right now I'm sorting out some visual issues with it. So this can go, no, that has to stay in here. It's a bit of a predicament. Maybe I will have to rewrite this. What is a good way to do that? Take this out and put it... I'll leave that function just in case, because I probably will go back to it, but drop that in here because that's where it was. And maybe the easier option of all this is to, instead of making a function return all this, I mean, I could make it return a struct, but structs. I don't dislike them, but they definitely feel like, it feels like a cop-out. It feels like the lazy way to do it. It might be the most efficient, thinking about it, but it could also just be, like, it could be a cop-out. Maybe we'll try struct. We'll send it with a struct. Oh, whoops, zooming out. LOL. Okay, go back in here. And we can update this, and then we will return dir and, oh wait, whoops, let me go back into that. For bbox equals out of this world. And then we will return a struct that is bbox this and dir this. And we'll do underscores. No. All my homies hate underscores. And that should work. Or actually, I don't want to write this twice. Efficiency is key. Set the bbox here and here. And then after this is executed, we'll return a struct that is bbox and dir. I want to do this the other way. I don't want to change all the functions in the other. It's easier to change it here. Dir is dir. Okay. Dir. This, dir. Yeah. And we need to be underscore bbox. There we go. And now we'll go in here and I will remove these. Actually do it like this. Sure, that'll work. Okay. Update scarf plus bbox equals s.bbox and dir equals s.dir. It just feels too easy doing it like this. It feels it feels like a cop-out. Like, maybe I just understand what I'm doing. That's the narcissistic way to look at it. But it really doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like this is... it feels too easy. I don't really know how to explain it in a way that like doesn't just make me seem like I'm crazy. But, I mean... this could just work. I just paste that there. This is irrelevant. We don't need the struct anywhere else, like in here, so who cares what it returns at that point? Will it work? The question everyone's dying to know the answer to. Oh, whoops. I forgot a bracket somewhere. Where did I forget a bracket? Where did I forget a bracket? Oh no. Maybe I need to actually put this into a variable instead of just returning a random struct. Sure. I knew I knew it was too easy. It was just too easy. They maybe if I put it out of it like this, surely it'll work now. Surely. Clueless. And we'll just return S both times. Now are we good? Got dirt. Oh, I'm actually forgetting I'm forgetting a comma, not a bracket. I love programming sometimes. The amount of times I've had that happen in a dumb way is unreal. Now, are we just working? Right off rip. It's not broken yet, but I don't see any indication. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right, it is working. That's insane. Oh, whoa. Did I just snap to the other side of it? I did. That is an issue. Okay, we're still falling through these. That's not good. The solid ones work way better than the not solid ones, the semi-solids. Okay. So... how to solve this now? I could do another object index check here and like, hey, are we on a moving platform? And if we are, what did we start on? That definitely feels like spaghetti though. I'm gonna have to skip this track because it feels like I'm talking over myself since I technically am. Let's see. Don't get me wrong, I love Millionaire, but it's kind of making it hard for me to commentate, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So now the issue is with this. If we cross too far over, we'll end up snapping to the other side of the platform, which could be very bad. So we don't want to do that. Let's see. So we're getting the distance from the right side of the object and the left and comparing that and seeing, you know, which one's greater. So as soon as one becomes the other is when this actually gets screwy. So I guess what actually might be the best solution to this is to go in here. We'll actually need to create a new variable. Scarf dir equals 0. And then when we actually first calculate this, so I guess we're actually just phasing out that dir variable, which tells us where we're actually at in the, or where we should be in the scarf swing. So we run scarf check, and then let's see. We don't want this to, well, this runs once. We run scarf check when we first used scarf grapple, which is good. That's what we want to do. So the ideal is when we first trigger this scarf check, we should set this scarf position, or the scarf direction, this new variable, to wherever. So it's irrelevant on the scarf swing because that's just a circle. You're intended to go all around it. It doesn't matter. That one shouldn't matter. It's more specifically these moving objects. So we might not even need this dir anymore from this, actually. Instead, we'll pass in a, or we'll just say scarf dir instead, which kind of makes all that I just did for returning the struct redundant. Shocker. He writes redundant code. Can I reset you? Thanks. Close enough, I guess. Alright. So we want to look in the scarf check. And actually, let me go back here to the miscellaneous function. And I'm going to copy this. And this will be how we determine the scarf direction now. So we'll check scarf check. And I'll do this in both cases. I don't like the copy pasting, but that's just how it's going to be for now. But that should work. Let me add in this room. I need to add in another platform here, one that moves a bit more. Make it a little bigger. Okay. I didn't actually intend for it to take this long. I wasn't planning on going into detail with all the nitty-gritty of these things, but that appears to be what I'm doing today. see now. So now we're just snapping to the entire wrong side. But we're not snapping to an incorrect side, which is good. Okay. So... what's the problem here? Oh, Scarfder is not being updated. So, Scarfder equals dir. Sure. It's just slowly becoming more and more spaghetti. Nope. Nope. Okay, now we're getting the correct side. Yeah. But we stay to it. Appears so. Okay. What about this semi-solid here? We can go through the semi-solids. Whoops. Okay, cool. All right. So that works as intended. What about ledge grabs? No, ledge grabs don't work, so I guess that's the next task. So for that, I'll go to player, or no, P move, because that's our movement code, and player ledge grab. Let's see here. We'll do this. Platform ID equals this, basically. Instance place, but our moving solid, or object moving solid. There we go. And if instance exists, platform ID I think that's actually all we need to do. Let's check it out. This is like for the few edge cases that I don't use that movement function, because there's no movement to be had. So the ledge grab, you shouldn't move until after you press a key. So jumping or dropping off of it, or, you know, getting squished into a wall. Just like that. Does it work with the side to side? Boom. That seems actually pretty solid. Though I'm noticing there's a little bit of a drop when moving down off a moving platform. Isn't ideal. The next thing is just to get this all synced up with a with the music, which I don't have a game audio source enabled right now, but eventually some of these, like a lot of the stuff is going to be music synced coming soon, because I got a lot of stuff cooking up in regards to that, but that's for another day. Let's see here. So I think we can tick moving platforms and inertia off the list pretty much. Maybe let's see if I can fix that choppiness with moving down. I would really like to have that working. Let's move this around. I guess this should be the default case, if it's a whatever it is, yeah. Default. Any moving platform should by default act like this, but semi-solid should only do under these circumstances. And I can double up on this for safety's sake. Or place meeting x plus1 platform ID. I feel like that's redundant. That's gonna get checked like that anyways, but as long as we're not inside of the platform, which we shouldn't, because this semi-solid code will be active. This will happen first. And then we'll check for a regular moving solid, then for a semi-solid. And then we'll determine like what we're actually doing with that. I guess the issue lies in the order of code execution. Like what's going to move first, the player or the platform? Because it might not immediately seem like it would make a difference who moves first, but if the platform moves first, then out of bounds checks might happen before the collision, which is probably why it's working currently, because the out of bounds is checking before the platform moves. And then we just move with it, which is good, but that causes this to be a wee bit finicky. If I add like 0.5 into this because of floating point calculation, that might fix it. Hey OBS, would you please look at Game Maker? You know you want to. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Well, that's not that's not intentional. So we're definitely snapping too early. Why does that happen? Doesn't it only do stuff if we're... So this or this is true, and we're not inside of it, and our Y speed is greater than... I guess it's... What? That doesn't even make sense. Huh. I like this microphone bug with the VTuber. Sometimes it's just like I'm just flabbergasted at something. Just agape, jaw agape. There we go. Well, let's see. Let's just knock out this. I feel like it's redundant, and this check is better anyways. So... Huh. This is... Collision code is so annoying sometimes. Like, this is the exact same way that the semi-solids work. But yet it's like, what if we didn't work? What if we didn't want to do that? I guess there's one more check we could add, and y is less than or equal to platform id.vbox top. That's another thing that just kind of feels like a cop-out. But, I mean, if it works and doesn't have issues, then I guess I won't complain. Just a little bit more checks than I'd like to use. It seems like it's working now, so sure. What about on different frame rates? Let's see. 60. Oh, well, you definitely just jumped through it. That's definitely not what I want you to do. We're landing properly, which is good, but we're still having that bit of jitter as we go down. Okay. I guess we could have a little bit of priority going on here. Because if we go in here and we do this, if we just do our platform ID check in here, but instead do it at the same position that this would be, in theory, directly below here, and then do the same in the semi-solids. It'll effectively be the same way, we'll just be a little bit more accurate. Yeah, I mean, this should be exactly the same. But should solve the issue. Or maybe if platform id.wasp is greater than 0, y plus equals platform id.wasp times delta. Maybe this is actually the solution. Shockingly, if we're moving down to just apply that downwards momentum. Both of these should work as possible solutions, maybe, but actually thinking about it now, I feel like it's the platform moves after the player, so we're going to the top of the platform, but then the platform's code gets evaluated, the platform moves down, but we don't. We were at its previous position. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, so maybe if we just add it anyways, maybe that'll work. Sometimes brute forcing might just be the solution. Not the ideal one, but still seems to accomplish the same thing, just at a detriment. So, not quite sure, but I think that's gonna be it for me today. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I'm gonna go get me some lunch. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now, so you know, I think I'm ready to call it for now, and I'll come back and fix this off stream. But for those of you who stuck around, thanks very much for watching. I mean, first stream back in like, this is my first stream in like say 8 months, 6 months, something like that. I want to say the last time I streamed was back in either October or November of last year. So I mean, pretty good turnout today. I'm happy with the engagement that it's had. So yeah, if you're interested in, you know, catching more streams in the future, be sure to let me get in my YouTuber mode. Be sure to hit the bell, subscribe, like, comment, share, favorite, you know, the whole shtick. Do that, and you know, join the Discord too. Links are in the description for everything. Play Angels and Demons even. I mean, that's what I'm working on here. So yeah, join the Discord to get notified. Trying to build up streaming as a lot more frequent hobby now. Since there's a lot of stuff I can work on while avoiding spoilers currently. But, you know, I've ran my mouth enough. I'm going to wrap up stream here, and hope to see you guys in the next one.